All right, here we go. My voice might be a little choppy because I caught a bug, so it might be a little deep. But we got 1989 S10 Tahoe, which I didn't know existed until I took this on trade for my boy Gabe's old car. It had a blowed up motor, and the guy I got it from blew up the 4.3. Now, a 4.3 is the same bolt pattern as a small block Chevy V8 454. I mean, it'd be hard to put a 454 in here to make the headers and exhaust work. So a 350 works. They make a Transdat makes a kit for the headers and the motor mounts. It's like $300. It's pretty awesome. I took the old serpentine drive off of the 4.3, put it on here. Same radiator, but I put a little fan on this side and I put a big fan on this side. So I got dual fans that run off a toggle switch and a relay. So this is a 350 small block, out of an 86 Suburban. Pretty standard. I put a cam in it, new oil pump, put gaskets in it, and I got a Brawler 650 electric manual choke, double pumper. Now, I rigged up the stock fuel pump in the tank. So I put a fuel pressure regulator on here, and in 1970 something Jeeps, they made these fuel filters that had returns, keep from vapor locking and heating the gas up and vaporizing it. So it was pretty cool. Like, I got electric pump to the regulator, and then it fills the bowls. And then once the float shuts it off, instead of deadheading the pump and building up a ton of pressure, it returns the fuel back to the tank, keeps it cool, which ultimately helps with great keeping your fuel cool. The cooler the fuel, the better the vehicle runs in hot weather. And it's got Edelbrock intake that I picked up off Facebook Marketplace for like $100. I got the motor for $700, $200 cam, new timing gears. I had to put a new water pump on it because I couldn't get this fitting off and I broke it. That was another $50. I mean, it wasn't that bad. Then I put Steelies on it and new rubbers, and the speedometer's off a smidgen because these wanted like 205s and I put 195s on it. So it's like 4 mile an hour off. It went through a hailstorm and broke the back glass. I put a back glass in it that I took on trade from a guy that wanted a carburetor. He got me new rubber, gave me the tool and the glass, and that was pretty difficult. That was something I definitely realized was not as awesome as easy that I thought. So, and then on inside the steering wheel, all the bolts were loose. This got 200,000 miles on it. The transmission's new. Somebody put a new rebuilt transmission in here. And so they just had wear and tear. So I stripped this all apart and I Loctited all the bolts. So I got it pretty stiff. Excuse me. And then this was broke and it was a cruise control model, but with a carburetor, you just can't do that. So I replaced this shifter or this wiper thing and blinker switcher, and it works pretty good. Then I put a new radio in it. And so then this model too is that with the electronic fuel injection it had. So I wired the fuel pump to a toggle switch. Let me turn the radio off here. And so the Tahoe edition has got this electronic dash, which is awesome. So what I ended up doing was, let's just hear it run. Here you can hear the fans. You hit the fan switch. I don't know if you can hear it on the video, but yeah, it kicks the fans on. And so anyhow, with the Tahoe edition, It's an electronic dash that is so sweet. And so it starts right up. You got 200,000 miles, electronic speedometer, and then you can see that the oil pressure gauge working, the temperature sensor. I did both. I did analog and digital. So this one will only register whenever the thermostat opens because it's on the intake. I put this mechanical dash. See, I put mechanical gauges in there, so it works off the cylinder head. Now I also wired it up so that when you turn the lights on, you get lights, so you can see it in the dark. And so yeah, the thermostat gauge works with the cylinder heads. The digital gauge works with the intake once the thermostat opens. But yeah, I got 50 pounds of oil pressure and got 50 pounds of oil. Oh, there we go. I can brighten up. I got 40 something, 50. Yeah, they're pretty close. And the volts meter's on. Fuel gauge. Look, you got volts meter. And I've never ever hooked one of these up before, but it's pretty simple. All you gotta do is put it to any 12 volt key source in the fuse box and then run the negative to the battery and it gives you volts. Like, so simple. I never hooked it up before, which is crazy. And that's another thing too, is like, it's got an electronic tachometer. Like, I'd never seen that before. Like, this thing's pretty sweet. And if I didn't, my deal was I wanted to fix this up, I had the engine laying around. I had all these parts laying around. I fixed it up, and the fuel pump and the fan works with the key off. So that's something the next guy's got to be aware of. But like, I got this on trade, just thinking I wouldn't love it. But man, I put this together and it's pretty cool. And it's rowdy. Like, this thing, put a V8 in an S10 is absolutely just fun. It absolutely lights the tires up. And I had to buy this little 10-inch air filter so I didn't have to cut a hole in the hood. Anything bigger, it rubbed. But got this little guy, and now the hood shuts. Ain't nobody gonna know this thing's got a V8 in it. And the guy that I got it from, he put the headers on it and did true duals. I mean, the bad part is that we had a hailstorm. I don't know when it was, but it was the worst hailstorm ever, and it absolutely destroyed my RV, my vehicles, and everything. And like, you can tell here, like, you can see on the trim, it just destroyed the trim. Broke the back glass out. Like, the windshield's just cashed. But, other than that, it's pretty cool. And so it took me months to do it, and I didn't video anything because this isn't something I feel like there's a lot of views for, but like, it can be done. Yeah, see there, that's the temp sensor for the dash. And then that's the temp sensor for the gauge. And then in the back here, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, here's the manual gauge for oil pressure, and then there's the electronic gauge. I just spliced the one on the back of the engine, and it worked. But this is the latest off a garage project that is going to be for sale. I can't keep it. I got too much junk. But it's pretty cool. Like, I took it on trade, so you'd subtract that, but like, and it's $3,000 to do it all. New rubber, all that stuff. And I had it all laying around. Like, it wasn't $3,000 like in a year. It was stuff I had laying around for 10 years that I finally found something to put it in. made it cool, and just got everything to work. I deleted the AC, of course, because, you know, nobody wants AC in a hot rod. But she's got heater, works great, and I drove it around. It stays cool, and it's rowdy. Like, it is rowdy. And so, like, hopefully the next guy gets it. He's going to love it and have as much fun as he can in it, because it's time for it to go down the road. But, all right, thanks for watching, and next update is El Camino. That's the one that's getting finished and getting ready for race season. All right, later.